They saw him calm storms with a whisper, feed thousands with a prayer, and rise from the grave with scars still in his hands. But after the resurrection, what happened to Jesus' disciples? Did they fade into silence, or did their faith cost them everything? This is not just a story of death. It's a story of destiny, of unwavering conviction, of men who faced swords, fire, and torture, and never turned back. This is the story of how the disciples of Jesus died. When Jesus called them, he wasn't offering safety. He said, "If the world hates you, remember that it hated me first. They will put you out of synagogues. Indeed, the hour is coming when whoever kills you will think he is offering a service to God." He was sending them as sheep among wolves. Their mission was not survival. It was surrender. Peter, the upside-down cross. Peter, the leader, the one who walked on water and denied his Lord 3 times. But after Pentecost, he became a lion. He preached fearlessly in the streets of Jerusalem. Eventually, he was captured in Rome under Emperor Nero. And when the time came to crucify him, Peter made a strange request. "Crucify me upside down. I'm not worthy to die as my Lord." And so they did. Head downward, feet in the air, he breathed his last. James, the first to fall. James, the son of thunder, became the first of the 12 to die. King Herod Agrippa ordered his execution. The book of Acts says, "He killed James, the brother of John, with the sword." As James stood ready to die, his boldness amazed even the guard assigned to him, who, according to tradition, joined him in death after converting on the spot. John, the survivor of flames. John, the disciple Jesus loved. He faced death, boiled in oil, and lived. Unable to kill him, Rome exiled him to Patmos, where he received visions that became the book of Revelation. Unlike the others, he died of old age in Ephesus. But his survival was no accident. Jesus had once said, "If I want him to remain until I return, what is that to you?" Andrew, the X-shaped cross. Andrew, Peter's brother, took the gospel to Greece. There he was sentenced to die on an X-shaped cross. He wasn't nailed, but tied so that death would come slowly. For 2 days he hung there preaching to passers-by until his voice faded and his mission was complete. Thomas, the spear in India. Thomas, the one who once doubted, he carried the gospel farther than most, to India. He baptized kings, built churches, and shattered idols. But in the end, he was pierced by spears near modern-day Chennai. The doubter died a missionary. Bartholomew, flesh and faith. Bartholomew, also called Nathaniel. Tradition says he was flayed alive in Armenia. Stripped of his skin, yet firm in his faith. Even in agony, he would not recant the name of Jesus. Matthew, the blood of the writer. Matthew, the tax collector turned evangelist. He wrote the gospel to show Jesus as Messiah. And for that message he was stabbed to death in Ethiopia, reportedly while celebrating communion. James the Less, the fall from the temple. James, leader of the Jerusalem church, respected by all, but the high priests hated him. They threw him from the temple, and when he didn't die, they beat him with clubs. Simon and Jude, the silenced zealots. Simon the Zealot preached in Persia. There he was cut in half. Jude, author of the epistle, was murdered, either by arrows or a broad axe. Both died preaching one truth: Jesus is Lord. Matthias, the replacement. Matthias, chosen to replace Judas, carried the message to Ethiopia. He was stoned and beheaded. Though he came late to the 12, he died as one of them. Paul, from killer to martyr. Then Paul, not one of the original 12, but the greatest voice of them all, once a persecutor, then struck blind by a vision of Christ. He wrote letters from prison. He endured beatings, shipwrecks, betrayal, and finally in Rome, under Nero, Paul was beheaded. As his sword fell, his last thought may have been, "To live is Christ, to die is gain." They all were destined for this. Did they have to die? Yes, because truth leaves no room for silence, because their destiny was not to survive, but to testify. They saw the risen Jesus, and no sword, no cross, no flame could steal what they had seen. They were fishermen, tax collectors, zealots, but they became messengers, martyrs, legends. The world was not worthy of them, and because of their deaths, millions would live. Jesus is alive, and they died knowing it.